From downtown, this is Tim Kitzrow from NBA Jam, and you're listening to NIntenDomain Podcast. Boom shakalaka!
This week on NIntenDomain, John is back, plus happy Pragmadachi week to all who celebrate.
Welcome back, Knitter. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
Thank you. I have no time, but I must play.
I understood that reference of the welcome back.
Yeah. Sometimes I make obscure references.
Sometimes you make references for olds like us, understand, who used to watch Nick at Night back in the day. Welcome to NIntenDomain Podcast, episode 516, your place to hear Nintendo fans talk about the Nintendo Switch and Starfox and whatever else. And we are your hosts. I'm Trey. Choose your own Starfox adventures, Johnson.
I'm Jereme, Mr. Goulash Mikowski.
I'm John, back again, Knitter.
And you are back. You've been gone for, 3 weeks?
Yeah, 3 weeks, 3 episodes.
Yeah, it's been... Did you listen to the show while you were gone? Did you?
Oh, yeah, I listened to all of them. Yep.
Did you listen to Jereme and I holding down the fort?
You did a good job. Somehow you made it without me. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, because we did like no news every week. Well, my news notes were like 2 things. I mean, you don't really need that much. But we had enough blabber between the two of us to fill in the spots. But yeah, you are back. How have you been? I guess we just start off the show as we normally do and talk about games we got and games that we've been playing. And since this is the first time you've been here since 3 weeks, why don't you start off what you've been doing? Sure.
Well, not a whole lot of gaming. I took time off to work on something, and I was pretty good about sticking to that.
Yeah, I was tempted to, whenever you posted anything on the Slack, I wanted to say, get back to work. It's like stop posting news, get back to writing. What are you doing? Get off here. Don't distract yourself.
I needed to have some breaks. So actually one thing I did do purposefully while I was writing was I said I'm not going to look at YouTube because YouTube is just a big time sink.
Yeah, don't do that. It's better for you.
Well, with that in mind, I did get Netflix, and so I could watch like some long form stuff and like stay focused and not have commercials and all that kind of stuff. So
I think that's like $300 a month now, right? For regular Netflix. I think they've raised
$20 a month, no ads. Yeah.
I know it's higher than that, actually. I think it's at 30 now. But my joke was that they just keep raising it. Because I think they raised it with the new One Piece season or whatever. They brought it up again.
Did they? I just paid it. I don't know if they were enticing me with a lower rate or something, but I paid $20.
Too much. Way too much.
I mean, I found there's a lot of stuff on there. I mean, my method is, I think, the best method, which is just like don't get a particular subscription service for forever, and then you have a whole bunch of stuff to watch, and then you can like maybe get 1 or 2 months and then be done with it. So I don't want to spend $200 a year, or what would that be? $20 times 12 is like $240 a year, and watch it once in a while. I'm just gonna I'll probably have it for a month or two, and then I'll be done. But I did find some things that were interesting. I watched one episode of Ranma. I just started watching the second season of Ranma again. I love that show. It's just like a fun, goofy show. I waited until I was done with my project to watch that. I just wanted to watch something like goofy and carefree and all that kind of stuff. But the biggest thing that I watched, well, biggest, I don't know if that's the right word. most impactful thing I say that I watched was this documentary that happens to be about video games, and it's called "The Remarkable Life of Ibelin." That's Ibelin. Have you heard of this movie?
Well,
I have not.
just from you on Slack.
So what it is, there was this guy who was 25 and he passed away, and he was paralyzed. He had this degenerative muscle disease from the time he was born, and basically it seems like from the time he was he was in a wheelchair. They showed early videos of him, walking and stumbling and all that, but it seems like from the time he was probably in middle school on, like he was just in a wheelchair. And as he became, in high school and then young adult, he really his world kind of shrunk because he just couldn't, he couldn't really move much. And so it's the documentary, starts introducing him a little bit, but then it kind of really kicks off. Sadly, when he passed away, his parents had this notion that they were feeling guilty. They were feeling guilty that he never really got to live a life, and specifically that he never had friends. Like he was just kind of, trapped there in his wheelchair. And one thing that they did decide to let him do early on was to let him, as this disease was taking his physical abilities away, they decided he can play video games as much as he wants. Let him just play video games as much as he wants.
At least give him that. I mean, if I only had a few months to live, let me at least do what I want. I mean,
well, he
got at least try to get through Persona once.
They said that when he was younger, so it wasn't that he had only a few months to live. He was probably in middle school or so when they reached this conclusion, and he liked video games, and they just said, "Okay, we're not going to tell him to ever turn off the computer." And they got him special setups so that he could special inputs, like they have the Microsoft things and all that.
Yeah, the more accessible controllers, like that sort of thing.
Yeah. And it's actually, the documentary kind of touches on it. It seems like he might have been one of the people who his experience influenced that and brought about those controllers. It's touched on that kind of briefly. So, but the main point is, his parents thought he was really lonely, and when he passed away, one of the things that he did leave behind purposefully to his dad, left him the password to his blog. And he had this blog that he was writing online, and his diary, his thoughts, and all that kind of stuff. And his dad thought, well, maybe some people who played the game with him read this blog. And so he put out this post on the blog saying that the person's name was Mats, Mats. They said Mats has passed away. Our beloved Mats has passed away, and if you have any kind words you'd like to share, please send them to this email. And when he posted it, he kind of thought nothing of it. But the next day he woke up and he had a dozen messages, and then 24 messages, and they just kept coming. And that kind of made them realize, well, wait a minute, who were all these people that he was talking to? And so he took a guess and said, well, maybe the password for the blog is the same for his World of Warcraft game, which was the main game that he played. And lo and behold, they go into his World of Warcraft game, and he's got this whole other life that he lived through World of Warcraft. And the administrator of the server reached out to him and said, hey, I've actually got a whole log of everything that he ever did in the game. he kept a log going back years and years. And so they were able to like read every interaction, every time he met somebody, and the log, I guess, describes all the action that's going on. And so here kicks off the documentary proper, where they actually use the log to reanimate scenes from the game. It's all done really, really beautifully, really, really well-made documentary. I'll kind of leave it at that because everybody should just watch it and discover.
That's a really cool use of like game assets.
Yeah, it's a really cool use, and I think they clearly had the blessing of the World of Warcraft people making this movie. It was just a love letter to online forums and video, the good side of the internet, and that this guy could, just by his physical limitations, he could go live this life in the virtual world where he really like truly impacted people. It's a life affirming, beautiful documentary. I really recommend it. It's on Netflix, called The Remarkable Life of Ibelin. Really, really good movie. So, yeah, while I was, writing my stuff, and like that provided me a nice bit of inspiration. This very uplifting type of movie. Yeah, I didn't play any games. I kind of hung up I was on Animal Crossing. I kind of hung that up very purposefully because I can't play that until I'm done.
I mean, you did I think you did play the Tomodachi Life demo like much more than any of us did.
I played it a lot.
Well, Jereme played it the most. I played it for like 10 minutes. I mean, because it came out like right when you left, and I know you were excited about it. Yeah,
I played that a good deal, like right at the top when I left. I went back to it yesterday, just trying to do what I could. I don't think I finished it, actually. My Miis did not lock themselves away, but I do have one who keeps sleeping at the fountain and will not stop sleeping at the fountain.
Because I guess once you get 3, it stops, right? Because I only have 2.
You probably didn't build him a house.
I've got 3 of them. I've got houses for everybody. I don't know what
I just want to sleep at the fountain.
No, I heard that once you get 3, that's it. That's the end of the demo. I never made it to 3. I mean, Jereme did though.
Counting myself.
I actually do have the game purchased, so I should have it shortly.
Oh, wow.
There was did you see like that there was a glitch where like some people got it early?
I noticed a bunch of people were playing it.
Because it was accidentally dropped like a week ago or something. Like if you would have checked like at the exact right time, you would have been able to play it. Because I guess it was dropped to anybody who had preloaded it like at a certain point. Like, but you had to have like turned it on like right at the right moment. And I guess some people got it early because of that. Because Nintendo like accidentally dropped it early. From what I saw, I mean,
as long as they don't get blacklisted.
This is just hearsay or whatever. I mean, this happened before. Like I remember what was it? The Advance Wars game, they did that where they dropped it early if you had preloaded it, and some people got it like way early. Just happened to have checking it at the right time. They got it. Cool. So yeah, but you do have it purchased. I was hoping you'd get it because you're the only one that's going to get it. Because Jereme and I aren't getting it. That's for sure. I do have I did make a point to bring my 3DS with me to play it on the road, and I do have Tomodachi Life with me here, but I've not played it yet. But I have been playing a lot of my 3DS. Just not that game.
I've been looking forward to it because Tomodachi Life was one of those games that came out at a time when I had already sold my 3DS, and I was like, man, the game looks pretty cool. It's like peak weird Nintendo, and I really am intrigued by this. So yeah, that's part of the reason why I bought it. Big part is just like, so now it's out on the Switch, and I've got it preloaded and ready to go. I'm really looking forward to it, and I've got the day off on Thursday, so
nice.
Yeah, it's it'll be out in like 30 minutes from now from this recording. So, as I said, it's a big week. I mean, we'll talk about it later when we get to the releases, but it's been a big week, like every week this year, I think, for Nintendo and Nintendo Switch 2. But we won't talk about them until next week. But I saw somebody post online a happy Pragmadachi week, because we got Pragmata and Tomodachi coming out like a couple days apart from each other. And I'm planning on getting Pragmata, and John will get the other one. So we'll talk about it last week. No, it's been getting
it'll be like Barbenheimer.
Yeah, it's been getting reviewed well. I love people singing constant praise for Capcom for having two big games, like two big game of the years already, like within a month of each other between like Resident Evil Requiem and Pragmata. People seem to be very excited about both of them, and
I still don't think Pragmata seems like my kind of game, but
good.
I am hoping
try the demo?
people that play it like it.
I
played the demo.
For me, it reminds me of Dead Space, which I think I love Dead Space. That was up.
Yeah.
Dead Space 1 was, you have to realize like Dead Space 1 and Resident Evil 5 like came out at like the same time, and one game was really, really good, Dead Space, and one game was really, really trash, Resident Evil 5. So like it felt like Dead Space had actually figured out how to make a good, like a good like a survival horror type thing, and I love 2 also. 3 was not great, but I like Dead Space 1 and 2, and this game reminds me of that a lot. And they keep calling it like a 360 PS3 era game, which
it's like Dead Space combined with Pipe Dreams.
Yeah, kind of. Well, and like BioShock had like a hacking type mini games like that as well on there. So I don't know. I'm excited about it. I'm planning on getting that one for sure. On Friday, not tomorrow, but still this week.
Yeah, it's reviewing very well. I think it has an 89 on Metacritic.
I think it got a 9. I think it got a 9 from IGN, an 8 or a 9. Pragmata did. So I don't know.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm not watching any reviews because I don't want to see any spoilers. But I'm into it. I like we're gonna have a whole lot of main characters carrying kids on their shoulders. We got Donkey Kong Bonanza, and now we got this one. So
it's pretty cool.
So I got a bunch of games to celebrate when I finish my project, and I haven't really played many of them.
Adding to the backlog, as I saw.
Yep.
Put another like
sure.
100 games on top of the 500 you have there.
So I Have No Mouth, But I Must Scream, which is a game that I've always been intrigued by. Just that title is like fantastic. That's an amazing title across all mediums. It's one of the best. I don't know. It's eye-catching titles.
It's a book, right? Isn't it based off a book?
It was a short story, and the author is Harlan Ellison.
Yeah.
Which I think he's a respected name. I haven't read any of this stuff.
I've heard the name.
I got that. That one was for $5.49, so it was pretty much half off. Wave Tail, which I did try.
I have that game. That's a game that I have. That actually got a Switch 2 update. Well, it has a higher frame rate on Switch 2 than it did before. It went up to 60. I really liked that game, and I played it for a while, and then I just fell out of it. But it's not very long. But I did think it was pretty, and it
I felt like it's kind of like Wind Waker meets Spider-Man
or Sonic. I felt
there's
like
Sonic
with
too.
the speed, you kind of got Sonic the Hedgehog in there.
Yeah, and I felt like there's some rough edges on it. Like it seems like it was made by probably a small team that really like is pushing the limits of what they could do. But like kudos to them. It looks great, and it plays. Most importantly, the feeling, the controls are excellent. So the premise is that you can essentially walk or really glide on water, and the movement feels like Spider-Man, like the modern Spider-Man games to me. Like when you jump, you really like leap up there, and then you can do a zip move to get to the next grapple point or whatever.
And you're not forced to do like a sneak around stuff as Mary Jane. They're not forcing that on you for this game. You can actually like have fun. Because I tried playing those new Spider-Man games, I thought they were boring.
But this game was on a big sale. This was $3 down from $30. So if that intrigues anybody, go get it for $3.
It is real cheap, yeah, for what it is.
I got Stories Untold, which is kind of looks like a Stephen King novel or something. Like it has that font, that Stranger Things font.
Well, calling back to my middle name earlier, the Stranger Things font is from the Choose Your Own Adventure books.
Oh,
that's where it came from. If you remember, I read a lot of those as a kid, but that font is stolen directly from Choose Your Own Adventure. As I said, choose your own Starfox adventure, which is what I've been doing.
Yeah, I got reviewed pretty well, and that was only $2.
Is that a point and click thing? I don't recognize that one.
I haven't tried it yet, but it seems like it's sort of a puzzly type of thing, maybe along the lines of a point and click.
Oh yeah. There's the Choose Your Own Adventure font right there.
I got Drawn to Life 2 Realms. This is just a bit of a nostalgia pick for me because I did like that Drawn to Life on the DS. If you remember, this was the Drawn to Life is from the same studio that made Scribblenauts. And the premise is that you can just, it's a platform where you just draw everything. And so, of course, I just tried to make it as foul as I possibly could. And there was poop platforms flying all over and just random swear words flying across the screen. That's the point of this game.
Lots of dicks.
So yeah, I got that for $3.49. I got Blade Runner Enhanced Edition, which I've heard is kind of so.
I have that game.
I heard it's a good game, like the original edition, but that this Enhanced Edition is not that great.
Well, this is a Night Dive Studios game, so it is pretty good. But yeah, it's kind of this is in my sealed folder. I bought it just because I wanted to have all the Night Dive Studios games, but I just never played it. Well, because it's a point and click, and I don't really like those games. But I mean, I thought, maybe someday, because I do like Blade Runner a lot. It's one of my favorite movies ever. But
like Blade Runner and Night Dive, yeah.
But I never played
2 out of 3 ain't bad. Yeah.
I have it. But no, I mean, I guess it was kind of broken when it came out, but they did some patches that made it better, like down the line, and it plays better now than it did before. But
who cares? It's $2.50.
I still haven't touched
whatever. Yeah. So I took a chance on it. Curse of the Sea Rats. This is one that was in a direct a while ago, a couple years ago. It's a Metroidvania, hand animated and all that. But it was $2, down from $20. It was intriguing enough, and worth a look. Serious Sam collection.
These are all stuff that were on your list. Then your ever growing list of games.
Yeah, so I shrunk my list down a little bit. The Serious Sam collection, which I did dive into for a little while yesterday.
I have that game too. Serious Sam, they're okay. I think the third one is probably the best one on there. At least that's the one that I liked because it's the most complex. Like all the other ones are kind of just wave after wave of characters. Like I thought the third one was kind of cool, and it runs better on Switch 2 now than it did originally on Switch 1.
Yeah, that was $4 down from 30. Double Dragon, Rise of the Dragons. I finally bit the bullet and bought that. I don't know. I've only played 15 minutes of it, but so far I'm not. It just doesn't feel to me like Double Dragon. It feels like a party game, not a beat 'em up. I don't like that there's one attack button instead of two. In Double Dragon Classic, you had punch and kick. Yeah. But this, you just have an attack button. Then there's kind of there's a dash and grab button, if you want to call that an attack, sure. But to me, Double Dragon needs a punch and a kick. Come on. Like, it just doesn't feel right to me. It feels more like they just try to make it a party game rather than a beat 'em up proper.
I mean, it's not a proper party game because you can only play with 2 players versus every other online game where you can play with 4. So, and I never played it single. Yeah. I never played it party. I only played it single player.
Double Dragon, it takes 2.
But it has some really cool ideas to it. Like, well, it does have a lot of like roguelite stuff in there, but I kind of like that part of it. So give it more of a chance. Like
I will. Yeah, I'm reserving my final judgment.
Even though it didn't have 2 buttons, it does have a lot more moves than the original Double Dragon does. That's for sure. Like there's a lot more options, and you can like level up your characters and add extra like abilities, and I think it has a hell of a lot more depth than the old ones do. So. And I didn't like the way the game looked either, but when I finally got around to playing it, I thought it was rather good.
Yeah, and this last one, I don't know how to say it, but I'm going to do my best. I got Dordogne, or I think it's a French word.
Dordogne.
Because it's set in France.
Yeah, that sounds. I was going to say like Dordogne or something. I don't know. I mean, the way Jereme said it, I think sounded the best out of all of us.
Sound more.
Say it again, Jereme.
I said it like more of an Italian way. I said Dordogne, but it might be Dordogne. Because it's
Dordogne. I'm going with Dordogne. I like that.
Where is it from? Who made it?
Branch.
Where do they originate?
So this game is kind of like those Boku no Yatsume games that Trey likes.
Yeah, Boku no Natsuyasume.
Yeah, yep. It's set in France, and it's got a watercolor visual style, which is pretty cool. One of the cool effects was like when it was raining in one scene, like the water just kind of like drizzles like the way that it would across if you drop some water onto a watercolor painting. Like it just kind of smears everything. It was like a pretty cool effect. It's a beautiful looking game. I've only played a few minutes of it. I like those kind of emotional story based slow paced type games like that, so I'm looking forward to playing some more of that. So yeah, all in all, I got 11 games. I spent $35.91. and I saved $129 on these games. So it was a good sale.
There you go.
Oh, and then I did play a little bit of Animal Crossing, but there is an Animal Crossing DLC.
Is there
out.
Is there anything to it? Yeah, I saw there was an update, but I didn't have a minute. I didn't have any time to look at it or see if it's.
You get a special 25th anniversary because it's the 25th anniversary of Animal Crossing.
Of the N64
leaf.
one, right? Oh, the original Japan. Yeah.
Yeah, you get a giant leaf statue.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember seeing that, and I was like, "Is that a reference to New Leaf?" Like, I didn't understand exactly what it was. I was just, I didn't really go into detail.
They also put out the soundtrack for the original game on Nintendo Music.
It was already on Nintendo Music. They added more to it. They expanded what was already there. It was already there because I was like, I swear that was already there. No, they just added more tracks to it because it was there when the Nintendo Music first started. I think. I don't know.
Sounds about right. But yeah, that's it for me. I haven't seen Mario yet. Maybe I'll go tomorrow.
Jereme and I saw the best version of it, so I mean that's we won't go into detail as to how, and you can see it too because I sent you a link to it. But I think that's the best way to watch it. Full of all the extra added commercials in there and the baby crying and whatnot. That's the best way to watch it. No, yeah, I watched it. As I said last week, I watched it twice, two different versions of it, but. Yeah, it's much. I like it much better than actually going to see it anywhere. So it was good enough for me. But I think what I think is interesting, or what I think all our fans want to hear probably is Jereme got Pokopia at the end of last week's episode.
Oh yeah.
So that's a big. I've heard that some people like that game. I don't know. It seems
just
to be it seems to be a system seller. A lot of people are really digging into it. And you have,
and I will say, so far, I've played it for a week. I'm going to say, I'm one of the people that likes it. I like this game a lot. I knew I would. I'm happy that I'm not disappointed with it. I'm going to right off the bat say what other people have said. I don't miss the combat. Like, I don't think it's necessary in the way this game plays. Maybe it would be fun if there is more. Yeah, the game just doesn't. I know it's Pokemon, so you think there would be battling, but
can you level up your characters or evolve them or anything like that?
No. So it works just like Dragon Quest Builders. You're leveling up the entire area you're in.
Oh, okay. So whoever is staying there, they level up too.
Yeah, and I guess you can kind of level up the characters because it's a relationship dynamic. So, you can like give them gifts and then do like they'll have requests for you, and a lot of that involves like their houses, and then eventually you learn. And I haven't messed around with it a lot, but eventually you learn. They want to be around other Pokemon, or they want to be, they want the weather to be a certain way where they are. And but you can build houses for all of them. You use the habitats to bring them. That can be their house, but you could also just build an actual house, have them move in, and then. Most of them are going to like that better, especially the fire types that get their tails put out by water and things like that.
You can get a roommate, right? Like do you have a Pokemon roommate, or do you have one in mind that you want to live with? Who's your favorite Pokemon? I don't think I've ever heard you say that.
I like Scyther the best. I always kind of have.
Oh yeah, Scyther's kind of dangerous with those knife arms.
And Scyther is in this, and Scyther's pretty cool. So I like that. I would probably live with Scyther.
Is Trubbish in there? Because I don't think anybody would ever want to live with Trubbish because
Trubbish is in there. Yes,
they're little trash Pokemon, and they're going to stink the place up.
Trubbish is actually really important to the story because Trubbish recycles things, and
okay,
and that's a very important ability to have in this environment.
I mean, I like them. They're from Black and White. My favorite.
Yeah, Trubbish is actually a very important Pokemon in this. I
just think they'd be stinky. You don't want to live with them.
What I found so far, as far as the lore, because you kind of find little tablets that you read, and they're little letters and blog post type thingies, and they're very random. But I am starting to put a story together of what happened, and it is really dark and sad. So that part's true. There is a kind of an underlying story, and it's not all just fun, like building and stuff, but that's mostly what I've been doing. And this game is purposefully kind of slow paced. Like when you use Pokemon to build stuff, it takes a while and it's real world time. So they'll be like, this will be ready in 4 hours. And it's actually 4 hours before you can go like start doing stuff in that place. So because of that, if unless you want to actually go around and make things aesthetically pleasing for yourself, which I'm sure a lot of people love to do, I don't care about that sort of thing as much, at least not yet. I kind of want to get all the, I want to like get all the Pokemon in the area and then start arranging them accordingly. And that's when I'll start like decorating and stuff. But I feel like if I start decorating now, I'm just going to have to change everything anyway. So really the only thing I've been doing is I've been using the rail tracks and the mine carts. And those are really nice because you can travel around really quick. And that's mostly what I've done as far as infrastructure. But it's very much like Animal Crossing in the sense that, well, there's a lot of things that are like Animal Crossing. Like you talk to people, they ask you to do things for them. You help them decorate their houses and stuff. But then on top of that, there's like certain foods that you eat that'll make your ability stronger, so you can do extra things with them. So it's very much like Animal Crossing. Like when you eat food, you can pick up a tree and move it or whatever. Like this is kind of similar. Like you eat like a basic hamburger, and then and it increases your I think it increases your punch ability, so you can break bigger rocks temporarily. You can also just kind of push them around, but breaking them is kind of nice because it gets them out of the way. And yeah, so far I think I have like 8 or 9 abilities that I've learned from different Pokemon, and it's just like your kind of your tool set for how you interact with the environment. And I've played around with like there's like a whole power line system, which is really cool. I've seen windmills. I've seen like generators where you have to put burnable stuff in them. I've seen water wheels. So there's been 3 types of power generation that I've run into. And then I think you can actually use Pokemon themselves. I haven't done that yet, like electric type Pokemon.
Oh yeah. If there's like a water wheel, you should be able to have like Squirtle power it or whatever, right? Or whatever variation they have there, right? Or Blastoise or Venusaur or whatever. Or no, those are I mixed them up. Venusaur is the grass one, but do the water ones. Do the water.
Yeah, I think all the evolutions are in here. I think I figured that out because I met Eevee and an area that it told me I wasn't supposed to go to yet, but I figured out how to go there by building like a really crappy like block tower, because you can do that just like Minecraft. You can make a really stupid one block bridge across a big body of water. So I did that. And I ended up someplace they're like, we don't recommend you play this until you've done more. And I'm like, I still want to check it out. And it's like, it's the area, which I'm sure you've heard of. There's like an area where you can kind of just do whatever you want. It's sort of like the playground of it all.
Yeah, like, I remember Dragon Quest Builders had where you could just, where you can just, where people make their big masterpieces or whatever there, where you can build shit.
But I will say storage is kind of annoying. I feel like I wish it was easier to not just have to build a bunch of chests, but that's the Minecraft of it all. And I think even Dragon Quest was like that, or Dragon Quest Builders was like that, and Dragon Quest itself is like that with items, like being able to hold items.
Depending on which one you play. A lot of the new ones, they've actually made it to where you can kind of access anything. But I do remember Dragon Quest Builders, at least 2, had like where you could just put everything one chest, but you could still pull from there. Like it doesn't do anything like that.
Not yet. Maybe that's like an upgrade of the chest, because I did start with normal size chest, which is like one screen of stuff, and then you get the bigger one, and that's 3 screens, where you can like scroll over, and then maybe there's more chest upgrades, and you get access to that stuff through the shop, because like the little PC interface is how you interact with like all your achievements and stuff. So another way this is like Animal Crossing is that you get daily achievements, which will be like, plant 16 tomatoes, or you know what I mean? Just random stuff like that. That would be in Animal Crossing. Take 3 photos. Very much like Animal Crossing, where like there's always something to help you with making money to spend in the shop. that's through the PC, and that's where you get a lot of your recipes and stuff. But also you discover a lot of stuff just from going around. So the discovery in this is really fun. The more you kind of learn about how things work, like initially when I got to the level that had all the railroad tracks, I was like, well, free railroad tracks, I'm going to collect them. And then I'm like, wait, I shouldn't do that. I should reconstruct the route according to how it kind of looks like it should be. And once I started doing that, like the rail route would like run into a wall, and I'd like bust the wall down, and there's like extra stuff to discover behind it, and I like, there's just like a really cool sense of discovery, and the world is huge, and everything's kind of linked together by these doors that you have to use badges to get through. But you get your badges through doing like farming activities and stuff, not like battling, because there's no humans to battle. You're all just Pokemon.
Yeah. I mean, you mean there's no humans to force you to battle?
Exactly. So that's I think it makes sense there's not battling for that reason.
That's the true harmony that Pokemon could have. If there were no humans there, they wouldn't have to
also
fight each other.
You may have heard this, but if you hadn't, I mean, I don't think it's that big of a deal. But it's all that everything's vegetarian. Like all the food you make is completely vegetarian. Like
even you said hamburger earlier, right? But is it like
you make
burger?
Exactly. You make it out of beans, so it's like I guess it's supposed to be kind of like a black bean burger, but it's called a hamburger steak, but it's made out of beans. And so like they'll call it all these different things, but everything is made out of vegetables and plant type ingredients. So all the Pokemon are vegetarians. They don't eat each other. They all want to be friends with each other. No one has been annoyed with anybody else so far as I can tell. And it's just a heartwarming, nice game until you start reading the logs, and then that's when you see the dark stuff.
Yeah, like how everyone was killed off or whatever.
Something like that. I don't want to spoil anything, but all the humans are gone for a reason, right? I mean, you're going to find out why as you and I don't know completely why yet. I've got some suspicions, but I've just got my little, piecemeal journal entries I've read that are just like single pages, like maybe like 40 words or something to give a little more context to wherever you find the thingy. And I guess if you are like a true first generation Pokemon fan, you probably will recognize these areas better than I do. They're in 3D, but they do kind of mirror like the original Pokemon game, I guess. So you might have it like, some people are probably having a lot more fun with this than me because of that, because they're like, there's more familiarity. But even without that, I love it. I think it's great. It gives you a reason to keep upgrading because that's what you have to do. I mean, that's the point of the game. You want to get more Pokemon, and by doing that, you're beautifying your town, and you're like learning new features and new ways to interact with the world. And I've already started to have a few little ideas about creative things I might want to try at some point, but I'm just sort of kind of locked into spending time in the game. And there's 3 different areas, or I guess there's 4 different areas I can go to freely. And so I'm kind of working on 3 of them at the same time, upgrading them. And I think that's kind of nice too, because then you can just like, I don't really feel like being here anymore. I can go work on the other area. And the Pokemon are specific to that area, so it's kind of like builders in that respect. You're going to have different townspeople at each of the little places you go, and they're not going to follow you when you go to another town. Therefore, your builder Pokemon is going to be a different Pokemon in a different town, but they're going to serve the same purpose when you have them help you with building and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. That's probably the most of what I could say. Oh, there's these like special feathers that'll show up every once in a while, and I guess they're like valuable, and there's certain Pokemon that collect them and will give you good stuff for them. And you'll just see like it reminds me of either Animal Crossing or like even more so like Breath of the Wild. Like you'll see like the shining light like way off in the distance. It's kind of like a little spotlight, and you like go towards it, and there's like a little falling star piece, but it could be like so far across the map because that like you just see the beacon, and it's like that too in this. So every once in a while you'll see this beacon of light way off in the distance, or like a plume of smoke or something along those lines, and you got to figure out how to get to it and get that special item. I think that's kind of fun.
Yeah. It gives you like that destination in the distance or whatever
Uh-huh.
that you have to head towards.
Yeah, this game feels huge. There's certain like ways it locks you out of like going too far. Like basically the map just gets fuzzy and then it makes you walk back automatically, and you have to unlock more areas. But it looks like a giant map, and I've done no like testing of how high it goes or anything like that. But it's a huge game, and I think it's pretty damn cool. I like it.
Yeah, I've heard people say that it's kind of it can be a little overwhelming, like getting into it, like just to see all the stuff that you can do.
Think there's anything there for somebody who's not into Pokemon at all?
Well, here's the thing. Like
It's not really. I mean,
I'm not really into Pokemon per se. Like, yes, I've played a couple Pokemon games and stuff and I probably, to be honest, I probably wouldn't have given him a shot if, like, I think Trey bought one of them for me, for instance. You bought one of the two for me.
I got you Scarlet, the real goat.
And I probably wouldn't have played that if Trey hadn't bought it for me, So it's like
that was a good game.
I did like it. I do like it, and I do like the Pokemon. I guess I learn a lot about them from seeing them in different media, and especially like the cartoon and stuff. So I like them. I recognize them as characters, but I don't think it's necessary to enjoy the game. If you like building and you like, hell, if you like Animal Crossing and if you like Minecraft, you will like this.
Yeah, it's definitely.
You don't even have to know what Pokemon is.
It's like the
Pokemon
cozy
part's
version of
fun, but yeah.
I mean, for me, it's kind of like I like Pokemon, but this is, from what I hear, the stuff that I like in Pokemon is not really in this game. Like I like the types and the battling and the catching and the grinding and the evolution and all that, and that's kind of partially why I've been. And also, it's $70, and there's a lot of other games out there. But
right, that was a tough thing. But I built myself up for so long. I was like, I got to get this. Like, it needs to be in my radar for Game of the Year type stuff.
No, I mean,
you went a long time without buying a game too, so you deserve a big game.
And I mean, I've played it like 15 or 20 hours already this week, so I've already put a good chunk of time into it, and I don't plan on slowing down anytime soon. It'll probably be just about all I play for the next several weeks.
Game. I think that would be smart. There's a lot of people into this game buying the system just for this game, but when it eventually does die down, they would be smart to put out a demo to get all the people who are like kind of curious. Maybe you're a Pokemon fan, but you don't know if you like this type of game, or maybe like me, you're not a Pokemon fan at all, but you do like this type of game. Maybe a year from now, they put out a demo just to like reel in those last few people. That'd be smart.
I'd play it.
I mean, I think they put out demos of both the Dragon Quest Builder games, and that's what got me into it. So I would say it would be a good idea. Once again, I say, like, if you don't have to be a Pokemon fan to like this game. That's just like icing on the cake. It's there. And the way they interact and everything totally makes sense with the game. So, it's true. It's not just like a skin. It's truly a Pokemon game in the lore and like how everything works. But these could just be some cool, neat cartoon characters that you get to interact with, and you would like it just as much.
I think maybe you get a little bit more if you just know the personalities of the Pokemon or whatever, but it's not like the RPG stuff that you don't like isn't in there, I don't think.
Not at all.
The RPG stuff is completely gone. So the stuff that I like, the RPG stuff, as far as I know, is not there.
The RPG stuff is like learning the moves, if that counts, because you're making your character stronger, and then like you get outfits, and then the real thing is just designing the world the way the Pokemon want it, but really it's about making it how you want it to be. And that's like the what's his name, the Tanglion or whatever that you talk to, that's like the professor.
Oh yeah,
he's
the one.
Yeah, the one. Yeah, he's like he's the one that the first Pokemon you meet, like, as the Ditto or whatever. And he's like the smart one who knows what's going on, kind of. And I guess they haven't said it yet, but I mean, I'm pretty sure it was one of the professors that was his trainer. I know it was a professor. He says it was a professor. And because of that, like all these Pokemon just want to like find their owners, like they miss their owners. And Ditto's the only one that could actually try to resemble their owner. So that's where the game's kind of heartbreaking and heartwarming at the same time. Otherwise, besides that, I did purchase something else this week, which was Tetris Forever. It was on sale.
Good.
And I said, I want to play Tetris Forever.
Yeah, I think all of the gold book games or whatever, they were like all on sale. Like I think I saw Karateka was like $7 or something like that. Like I think all of those games were on sale for a while. Because
this was like 18 something. It was around 20.
Yeah, well, I don't know where but you know, the Tetris one and all the other ones also. I think they all. I'm just saying, I think they all went on sale together.
But my big feeling from this game, like what I've played so far, and I've maybe played it for 30 minutes, like just gone through the first couple of sections and tried out the first couple of games. But Alexei Pachinov seems like a really nice person, like a really genuinely sweet person. He comes across that way in this, like this guy made a game that made people happy, and you can just tell, like he's just giggling and loving it, like that. He just loves that this game makes people happy, and you get that from everything he says about the game.
Seems like this wild success couldn't have happened to a better person.
Yeah. One of the cool stories I like in it is that like people were suggesting, hey, you should port this to DOS. And he's like, well, I don't know how I do that. And then there's some like teenager that he knew through like a computer store, or someone introduced him through a computer store. This teenager ported it to DOS in less than a week.
Yeah. He said he was blown away by it.
And this was like the mainframe computer that Tetris was programmed on originally was from 1970. It was
Electronica 60.
Yeah. And this was like a Soviet version of that, but it was the same computer. And it was like that machine literally was like DOS was 15 years later. I don't know when DOS started, but yeah, it was much later. So it's crazy to think that they were able to do that port. And that port's on here, and that's actually a pretty neat port. I did get to play like the ASCII one, and that one, it hurts my eyes to try to play it, but I could still imagine how neat that would have been back in the day. Like you just kind of would have, because there wasn't really GUI on these machines. Like that's the only way he could make. The only way he could make it was through using like numbers and letters.
It is cool to see just how much that game came fully formed, though. Like almost everything is there, except for in the initial versions. The actual Tetris, you can't do the Tetris.
I mean, just like the Nintendo produced ones, right? Or the ones that aren't on there, like the Game Boy NES ones.
That's correct.
Yeah, it would be the ones that you wouldn't
Every
get.
other version is on there, yep.
Yeah.
Which you can play those on Nintendo Online anyway.
Yeah.
But
I mean, if you have that.
I don't know. I think it's cool. I think I'm to the part of where it's focusing more on Hank Rogers, and he seems pretty cool too. Like he's a little more of a businessy type of guy.
He invented
like a chill version, like a very successful version who can not wear a tie.
I mean, don't forget Hank Rogers invented the Life Bar, so I mean that's a pretty huge thing.
He did.
People don't know he invented the health bar in video games. Like he was the first one to
founded
do that.
LucasArts.
Did he? LucasArts?
He started LucasArts, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that part. But whatever.
He did all kinds of cool stuff.
The game he did before Tetris, that was actually
the Black Onyx.
Yeah, was the first game to have a health bar in it. So he created the health bar, which we've seen
and like
in
the modern
many games after.
The template for modern RPGs. Like you kind of
remember what the game
RPGs
was that he did.
Japan.
Yeah, it wasn't Wizardry,
game,
but it was kind of like Wizardry. What was that game called?
Black Onyx?
The Black Onyx.
Black Onyx, yes,
yeah.
Black Onyx.
Yeah, that's the one that has the life bar in it for the first time.
Yeah, well, he was a D&D player, and when he moved to Japan, he noticed that nobody was really playing RPGs, and so he wanted to make this Black Onyx game to kind of introduce RPGs to the Japanese audience, and yeah, they took to it.
Was that like pre-Ultima? Do you know? I mean, because I know Ultima had like a huge...
I know it was post-Wizardry, but I don't know when Ultima happened.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Or I guess like, yeah. I was like, because I know those like had a big influence on Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy and all that.
Yeah.
So I was like, did it influence that too even? I don't know. Yeah, no, I'm still interested in this game for the for like the video aspect of it, just because, Hank Rogers did film a lot of this, and you can watch it on here now.
You can watch it all on there. Yeah.
He like brought a camera with him when he went to fucking Russia in the 80s or whatever. I find that part really interesting.
Yeah, I think other than the actual Tetris gameplay, which can be stressful, this is just another chill game, and it kind of, it's a combination game and like documentary. So I've really enjoyed just kind of like slowly going through and selecting everything and taking in the whole story and zooming in on the photos, and it's nice. It's a really well put together little thing. And I know you've said that on the show before, John, but I'm just confirming that as someone who's purchased it, someone who's, deep fan of Tetris, to where it's like part of how my brain works, I think, which they do mention a little bit in this as well.
They mentioned that it's part of how Jereme's brain works.
Well, it's how it's that people start seeing Tetris in the real world, like when they're like packing boxes and stuff.
Yeah. We all have a game called that, the Tetris Effect.
Yeah,
is what they call that. We all have that game on Switch.
I think it's cool that this collection has some sort of ancillary stuff that's not necessarily, it's not even Tetris. Like they have the Go game that Hank programs, which for Mr. Yamauchi.
Yeah, the Famicom game.
Yeah,
to impress Yamauchi, which Yamauchi didn't actually play it, but he had he
played it for a minute and then he handed the controller to,
because he doesn't play games. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But it impressed him because he was a Go. Yeah, because he's a Go guy.
I like seeing the odd versions of Tetris too, like Weltris, which is like you're looking down a well. Of course, it's 3D, but it's not 3D because it's 1980 whatever. But perspective is you're looking down a well, and then you have pieces that move down the walls of the well, and then when they get to the bottom, they kind of like fold over to fill the floor of the well. And that's how you play Tetris, basically, from like 4 different, instead of having one column
like Tetris
drop, you have like 4 columns that drop, and they all meet in the middle. It's interesting. So it's a little bit too brain bendy. I think that's why it didn't take off.
Well, he was saying in the documentary he originally wanted to start with the pentominoes. The pentominoes, and that was the 5-piece ones, because as a kid they add like these pentomino based puzzles, and there's like a whole book about them that some mathematician wrote that Alexei Pashinoff read. Like, I mean, like, this guy really liked pentominoes like in a deep way before he ever was programming video games. So that's like, that comes through in like Tetris. He was like, in this, he's like, I realized it was probably too hard to make that work, but once I realized I could do it with the 4-piecer, then that's when I felt free. And you have less, much less combinations of how they can be arranged, and it just made the game more intuitive, I think.
That's cool. And it goes into their relationship and all that between Hank and Alexei. And I'll never forget when I was at E3 and I turned the corner and I saw the two of them together walking toward me, and just like, I was struck by, it's them, but I was also struck by, they really just like two friends hanging out when no one's looking, and there they are, just like walking down a hallway, talking to each other.
A sub sandwich at the where
getting some shitty Jersey Mike's or whatever they have there.
Jersey Mike's. That's what I was thinking.
That was the shit we had to eat at the Midwest Gaming Classic, because they didn't really have anything else better.
Which is happening this next weekend.
Yeah, I know. I can't.
It is. Yeah.
I really can't afford it. I'd really like to go one of these years, but not this year, because this year's been shit for work. But I was hoping I would just get to work in Milwaukee again, like that one time that I did, where I happened to be working like
next year,
a block down from MGC.
Personal days.
I mean, I wasn't able to go because I was working, but I went to the party, at least to the VIP party. That was fun.
We really got to go to MGC. Like we say it every year, but we got to make a plan, make it happen.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's
all 3 of us.
I'm a little bummed because Nadia is there this year,
and Victor. They're both there. I saw they're both going to be there, and I'm like, damn it! And I was like, but no, I can't. There's no way. There's too much other stuff I got to pay for, and like I said, it's been way too slow as far as work goes.
I think I'm going to go to the Ann Arbor Pinball Show, which is happening the same weekend.
Yeah, you said that. You'd mentioned.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to go.
Already got tickets to it.
It's $60. It's kind of a lot, but to play pinball all day, I think it might be worth it. I think I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. Is that good for you, Jeremy?
Yes.
I think we can probably take a break there. Anyway, why don't we take a break and then we'll come back and talk about all of my stuff and releases and whatever else we have left for news. So stay tuned.
Hey, you.
It's me, Mario.
Yeah, you. Subscribe to our Patreon to hear our bonus shows, which happen every month.
I'm tired.
Tired of all the big corporate podcasts spoon-feeding you the same old video game news on every single show?
Spaghetti. Ravioli.
Then expand!
With NIntenDomain Expansion Pack.
It's us talking about old games that were important to us. It's us interviewing people that we meet at conventions. And heck, it's live shows from those same conventions. It's basically everything you could want that NIntenDomain ever made.
Here we go!
And it's just $1 a month.
That's less than a bad indie on the eShop.
It's $12 a year, which is less than Nintendo Switch Online.
Thank you so much for subscribing to our Patreon and supporting NIntenDomain.
Just go to patreon.com/NintenDomain podcast and, hey, Mario, let go. Whoa! He's throwing us back to the show.
So long, Bowser.
Patreon.com/NintenDomain podcast.
Game over.
We're back from the break.
And I forgot to mention why I was called Mr. Goulash. This is very important. This is because that's the name of my character in Pokemon.
Oh,
I don't know why I named him Mr. Goulash, but that's what I named him.
Yeah, I thought it was some sort of Pokopia reference.
It was. Yeah, that's the name of the main character in my.
It's Mr. Goulash. Sure. Yeah, you can call your character that.
Some people call him Ditto, but once you build up the friend level, they'll start to call you Mr. Goulash.
Sure. Goulash and Ditto, or can you get Ditto in a bag, like the goulash in the bag? Do your parents
I wish
give you sometimes? So yeah. So what have I been doing in the past week? Well, let me tell you. I definitely haven't played the Switch in a while because I've been playing other Nintendo systems. What? Playing old ones. But I did play
the Switch 2. So last year.
Yeah, it's like Switch 2. What's that? What is that? I haven't played that in like a week. Took that thing. No, I did actually play Switch 2 mostly when I was editing last week's podcast, but I played a little game called Mendel Palace, which was added to the Nintendo Switch Online on the NES, and it's actually a really good game. It was made by Game Freak. I think it's the first Game Freak game made, and it was it's like a one screen game, where you walk around and basically you press a button and the floor moves and you can like push the bad guys away from you. And you basically try to push them into the wall. When you push them into the wall, they explode and you kill all of them. You go on to the next level, blah, blah, blah. That's what you do in the game. But you'll run into characters later that can jump over the floor. You can't push them because they're in the air. Like there's all this extra stuff. And when you move the floor, it can actually switch into different power-ups that do different things. There's like floors you can walk on that'll like spread everybody away from you, like stuff like that. And there's like stars on the floor that you can collect for extra points and whatnot. But it's like the first, I believe it's the first game by Satoshi Tajiri, who's like one of the main creators of Pokemon. Speaking of Pokemon, Pokopia, and I believe that this game was the first time that Tajiri and Junichi Masuda worked together, and Junichi was like the main composer of all the old Pokemon games. So that's pretty cool. And I was just doing a little bit of research on it, and it turns out that the name Game Freak of the company is actually named after a magazine that he did all about Xevious. The Namco
particularly
game.
Just about Xevious.
Yeah, so apparently he was really obsessed with Xevious, and that's what the original Game Freak was about Xevious. So when they made when they created this game, the Mendel Palace, which Mendel Palace is actually a different name, it was originally called like Quinto or something like that, but not Quinto, that's a different game. But that's not the original name. They changed it that's the American name, like the Japanese name is different. But they tried to sell it to Namco because of the guy's obsession with the Xevious and all that, and his Game Freak magazine where he wrote about Quinty. That's what it was called. I was one letter off, Quinty. But eventually they ended up selling it to Hudson Soft, so it ended up being a Hudson game. But no, it's on the Nintendo Switch Online game now. It's free, and I recommend trying it out. It's very addictive, and it's cool. It plays really well. The soundtrack is great, obviously, because it's got the guy who did all of those classic Pokemon Pokemon songs that you know and love, if you're a Pokemon fan. So yeah, check it out. It's free, and it was really good. I played it for a lot longer than I thought I would. I definitely played that. I didn't touch Pac-Man because I give no shits for Pac-Man, sorry. But I tried Tower of Druaga, and I died like 10 times, and I'm like, all right, I don't get this game. But Mendel Palace is fun. So if you want to get back into your Nintendo Switch Online NES app, do it, because that game is very cool. That's on there.
I was having a hard time understanding it, but maybe I didn't play it long enough.
Oh, it's like a one-button game.
That doesn't mean I understand it.
Oh, okay. Because I didn't really, I didn't really look at anything. I just kind of just played it and just pressed buttons, and I was like, oh, okay, that's what you do. And then I noticed people exploding. I did do a lot of like rewind towards the end because it does get pretty. I didn't beat the game, but it does get pretty hard. And once I died, I'd be like, all right, well, let's just go back a little bit. Throw the guy into the wall again. Okay, let's survive here. Try to get to and I got through the first set of levels and like halfway through like the second set of levels or whatever. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun game. It's a fun editing game to play in the background. But what I've been doing more than anything else, of course, because of our Lord and Savior, what's his name? Glenn Powell. I'm still playing all of the Starfox games, one after another. So
Starfox fever is still ripping through your veins.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, I forgot that I really like these games, and I haven't played them in a while. So and I think that's part of it. It's just that I haven't played these games in a really long time, and a lot of them I've only played once. So
you should try getting all the medals in Starfox 64.
Yeah. No, sorry. I did play through like one run of Star Fox 64 3D,
okay,
on 3DS.
Did you use the 3D?
A little bit. I'm not really.
You turn it down pretty low.
I turn it up for a little bit, and I'm like, okay, that looks cool, and then I turn it off. That was basically my whole experience with 3DS. Turn on the 3D, like be like, oh, that looks nice. Turn it off. The end. But no, I took my 3DS with me. I'm at a not home place for the week, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to bring my 3DS with me because I want to play Star Fox Command on there was the main idea. But the sad thing I found out is that my 3DS is actually, the paint on it is falling off. As you can see, it's like scraping off here. Like there's a bunch like here.
It's also like flaking off.
Yeah, it's being very flaky on me. It's really flaking out.
So it's like it's almost like it had like a wrap on it, and the wrap's starting to like.
Yeah,
like an automotive wrap sort of
it
thing.
sucks. I mean, I was raised on the idea that Nintendo systems last forever, and it just made me sad because I'm like, I'm having a great time with the 3DS. This system's
I mean,
awesome.
it could just be cosmetic.
And then I saw, well, it's going to eventually be silver, I guess, and not red. But I saw all these little like pieces of red on my bed, and I was like, what is that? Is that blood? Like that looks really weird. And then I touched it. I was like, oh, it's like paint flakes. And then I looked at my 3DS, and I was like, oh, it's coming apart. Yeah, especially like the corner here is real bad. And I didn't even notice it. And I haven't used this. I really haven't used my 3DS in a while. I mean, it still works. I have like 3 different chargers, so I brought one of my chargers, and it's a bummer. It's a bummer that the paint's coming off. I'll have to get it like redone or something. Somebody write Nintendo Main Podcast on the front or something like that. Anyway, yeah, my 3DS is the paint is coming off of it. Is what I tried to say for like 5 times. Yeah, it's just that you could see that the paint is flaking off my red 3DS.
I think it kind of looks cool.
So it made me kind of sad because I was I was of the belief that everything lasts forever, especially Nintendo systems, and
it's like battle damage.
So maybe I'll have to get it custom done or repainted or something like that at some point. But I was just really enjoying my 3DS, and I just noticed today that it's flaking out on me. Literally, it's flaking off. So
I would say it's definitely not something that would be worth trying to do a whole case change.
Yeah,
that is an option in the future.
Well, I mean, this one, this XL one didn't have like different face plates or whatever. You could only do that for the smaller one of the new 3DSs, so I couldn't do that. But anyway, it still works. It's great. I was actually been having a great time playing it. But speaking of what you guys were talking about when I disappeared for a second, which nobody will know about that, but Xevious. Speaking of Xevious or Xevious, whatever they call it, I've been playing. Well, I was playing Starfox Assault, which was a GameCube game, which was made by Namco, and the only real important thing that you can unlock in that game is Xevious. You can unlock that game in there, which is an old arcade game where you top. That was the first time I'd ever heard about the game. Was in that game. I'd never heard of it before, but it's an Namco game. So, and that's like I was saying earlier, Pokemon guy was really into it. It's in Starfox. Did you ever play the GameCube Starfox game, Jereme? That one, the Assault one. Did you ever play that one?
No, I never played it. I remember you showing me
like
what you'd done in it and stuff. Kind of like I've gotten this far, and I think you were running around on the ground and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't remember if you've ever played. I'm pretty sure that John didn't play any of the Starfox games on there on 64. Or
all I played was Dinosaur Planet, and then I played or whatever, and then I played Zero, yeah.
So so last week I was talking about Zero. I beat Zero on Wii U again, unlocked all the extra missions on there. So I was like, all right, what's next? Starfox Assault, which I was really excited about playing because I only played it once, really. I pretty much played it through, probably tried to get some medals, but didn't spend a whole lot of time with it. So it's been a long time since I played it. So I was like, all right, I'm going to power through this one. This one's around like probably about 8 hours, I'd say. There's no branching pathways. There's no like different ways to go. It's pretty much like just straight up like 10 missions or whatever. But the main thing on this one is you have third person shooter levels where you run around and strafe and all that, which I like. I mean, because I like those. I like first person shooters, so it's pretty much like that. But you have Fox now, and you're running around and doing stuff. But I played. It took me a couple days. This one is the whole story is about aporoids. These like basically like these what are these like symbiotic beings that attach themselves to things and turn into different stuff, like that sort of thing. It's cool because the very first level, you see like the Andross's nephew or whatever, Andrew Oikani's like there, and you think you're gonna fight him. He shows up looking like an Andross type character with hands and a head, and he's fighting you, and this is like the whole first level. And I was like, this had to have been the demo of the game, like at E3 or something like that. And you fight him and you kill him and knock him out or whatever, and then it's like aporoids, and then it's all this whole other thing. So they kind of do like a deflect thing there. And
bait and switch.
And like a Pigma gets possessed by the aporoids, and he basically becomes like Ego the Living Planet, which is a comic book reference. But he was also in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. People know a version of him from that. But he's like he's basically a giant planet with a face on it. This is what Pigma becomes.
Like a sentient planet.
He gets like he gets taken over by the aporoids, but he becomes this floating planet thing with a face that you have to fight. And he actually comes back in Star Fox Command in that same form, like the Pigma planet you have to fight.
Wow.
But
That's where Lord of the Flies actually took place.
Yeah. But it's switched around now. The main characters or the main people in Star Fox is basically everybody minus Peppy. Peppy is older now, so he's taken on the position that Pepper had, General Pepper. And now Crystal is part of your main team that you have to protect and all that, which, I've gotten to her in Star Fox Adventures, obviously, after this. But, I think the big deal was the third-person shooter levels. And I think there are some pretty cool levels in there where, like, you have to do stuff on a planet, but you have to also, like, jump in your R-Wing and go into space and fight people and then come back and land and then do stuff on the ground. That's really cool. That's cool. That kind of reminds me of, like, a lot of, like, the Star Wars Battlefront stuff before Star Wars Battlefront even was a thing. Like, I don't think those games were out when this was doing this. So I like that idea of, like, you do, like, ground missions, but you can also, it's very, like, kind of open worldy, like free form. You can jump in the tank and do stuff. You can jump in the R-Wing and go into space and do stuff, and then land and do other shit. Because a lot of the levels, there'll be like a little meter in the corner that shows like how well your buddies are doing in space against. And if the meter gets high enough, you'll get a game over. So you have to come out and you go into space and you knock them all out, and the meter goes down, and then you go back and land and you do all the shit you have to do on foot. So like you kind of have to balance that, and that's really cool. So I like that. And there's a lot of, I mentioned it last week, there's a part where like Peppy dies and then doesn't, which I remember that happening, but I didn't know exactly what it was. But yeah, like the final level, he does a thing where it's like, oh no, he sacrificed himself so you could be the last guy. But then he just shows up after the credits. He's like, hey, I'm fine. And I'm like, what? I was like, what is this, a J.J. Abrams movie? This is like Rise of...
I talked to your dad.
This is like Rise of Skywalker all over again, where it's like Chewbacca's dead. Oh wait, no, he isn't. Oh, wait,
I saw the gaping maw of death, oh, wait, no, and I was changed.
It's like the Emperor's dead. Oh, wait, no, he isn't. He was, but now he's back. No, it's just like bringing everything back. No, it's cool. It looks good. I mean, I thought it looked pretty great at the time for a GameCube game. I think these games should be on Nintendo Switch Online. I said that last week, but put them out. Put the 2 GameCube games on there. Come on. You're friends with Namco. Like Namco Bandai still does a lot of shit for Nintendo. Like
we just got Pac-Man.
Yeah, we just got Pac-Man on NES. Bring us Starfox Assault so people can play that version of it. But no, it was fine. The main thing that annoys me just because of older games like this, and I'm playing it, I'm playing it on the GameCube. There's no save states or whatever. It's just the fact that there's not a whole lot of checkpoints. Like you have to go through very long levels, and even though you have a certain amount of lives, when you die, they still start you at the very beginning of the level again, even though you just lost one life. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, the things you're supposed to kill, they're all back now. And I'm like, oh my God. So it's really, that final boss like killed me. Like I literally lost like 6 times before I finally beat the final boss, because you have to go through this like whole level, and then you have to fight like 4 forms of the boss after that. And there's a checkpoint when you get to the boss, but even the getting to the boss is its own thing, and it took me a couple lives to get there, and there's some extra lives you can get. It's just like a whole process. And if you don't get there with the bonus, where you get the double lasers, like it'll be harder to get through if you only have one, and you gotta press the fuck out of the button like constantly, and you get hand cramps and all that. Old school games, they're fun.
I was gonna say we gotta, I guess, give Star Fox its laurels in that regard, that it stays old school even in newer iterations.
Yeah, even in the GameCube version, it's still very much. I mean, I like the game a lot. I think everybody should be able to play it. But I'd like to at some point. I haven't put it together yet, but I will do my ranking of the Star Fox games. Assault would be, I don't know, I'll probably put it like 4 or 5.
I'd like to do that as well, but I guess I have to play some more.
Yeah, I'll say we could do it as a next pack thing, but I think I'm the only one that's played them all.
Right. You're the only one who has the gumption to finish them.
We do need to do an X-Pack, though, soon. So put that in your mind and think about it. I'd like to do one on Monday if we could. But, I beat it. I made it all the way through of Star Fox Assault. And I'm on this whole Star Fox kick, so I'm like, you know what I should do? Now that I beat Star Fox Assault, I want to play Star Fox Adventures. Remember that game? And
Wow, you really are scraping the barrel at this point.
I went to that one too.
It's
I went to Starfox Adventures also. Well, I got my GameCube going here. You know, I got my
that's fine.
I got my
That's fine.
480i going on here. You know, like playing it in progressive scan, which I was actually surprised that Starfox
Wait,
Adventure.
did you bring it with you?
No. At home.
Oh, okay.
No, I didn't bring my GameCube with me.
That'd be pretty impressive.
No, I brought the 3DS. But I'm playing it. I'm playing it.
Wait, did you not bring the Switch?
No, I have the Switch.
Okay, good.
Got it right here. No, I brought the Switch, but I brought my 3DS. But no, I had it all set up at home, and I'd been playing Star Fox Assault, and I was like, all right, well, I want to get through this so I can play Star Fox Adventures, because Star Fox Assault was so stressful at times that maybe I thought Star Fox Adventures might be a little bit less stressful because it's more Zelda-like, I guess. But
I remember it being kind of stressful.
it's just
Like
I don't know. I don't completely hate it. I think it's definitely would be at the bottom, towards the bottom of my rank of Star Fox games. I would.
Do you remember?
I
I mean, it's
down
really
there.
easy to remember, and I think it's early enough in the game. Like there's this whole part where like you have to get like this little tiny piece of something to just cross this little tiny gap.
Yep, that's the one thing I remembered more than anything was the bridge where you have to make the bridges with the cogs. I remember that, even though I hadn't played it in years, and I've done that twice. I've done two bridges that look like you could maybe jump across them if they weren't if they'd let you.
You are
but,
a fox.
Yeah. So I remember you being upset about that. Where it's like these little tiny bridges that you have to make, where you have to find these cogs to make the bridges expand, so you can walk
Which
from one to another.
the like the modern like meme or whatever is waist high walls, because that's in a lot of games. Like these waist high walls.
Oh
like,
yeah. There's
you have
parts.
this giant character, but you can't get across this waist high wall.
Oh, there's parts like that in this too, where there's like a little thing that's like up to your knees, like under your knees, and you can't get over it for reasons, I guess. You know, it's like, why can't I get over there? It's like, I don't know. You can't go a different way. It's like, all right, fine. Yeah, this game is weird. Like, so I forgot that you start off as Crystal at the beginning. You play as Crystal, and everybody.
The fur is on full display. Like
it's
I
got
would
the
like
weird.
to see it.
It's got the
I would like to
weird.
see it on
It's got the
Control
weird fur fur bikini thing going on, or she's wearing a bikini but she's got fur boobs. It's real strange.
They were extremely leaning into the fur mechanics. Like
They're trying to hook the furries on this one. They probably.
I mean, furry. I don't even think furries existed at that
They
point.
probably awakened.
Proper name. Yeah.
They awakened the furry in a lot of people with this game. I hope this game doesn't awaken anything in me from watching it. No, you start off as Crystal, and everything is in dinosaur language. And it's funny because like it's all a different language except for like key terms, like names are like in English, and like places are in English when they're talking. And you play. I was like, I don't remember playing as Crystal. And then you play as Crystal, and you basically get kidnapped and stuck in a crystal. You actually get stuck in a crystal and a crystal. I didn't even think about that until just now.
Imagine if someone put you on a tray.
Yeah, but it's kind of like it's like where you got where Zelda was cool as a pirate until she realized she was Zelda, and then she had to be kidnapped. It's kind of like it kind of reminded me of that a little bit, where it's like, oh no, wait, this is fun playing as Crystal, but no, you have to get kidnapped so we can come
Or
back
like
and
the
rescue
Mario
you
Galaxy
later.
movie. Oh wait,
Yeah.
spoilers.
Oh well, yeah. Well, I mean, I think if anybody,
John did say he listened to all the episodes.
if anybody played any,
Oh
well,
yeah, I don't care.
my friend Lauren texted me about our last episode about how much spoilers are in there, and I was like, yeah, we pretty much talk about anything, but if you played any Mario game ever, I think I have an idea of what's happening in the movie. You know, it's not really a whole lot of surprises in there. But yeah, Star Fox Adventures. One thing I did forget about, but I remember you telling me about it originally because you got there before me, was the Uvula boss, the one that you described it as basically playing the Yoshi's Island boss in 3D.
Yes.
So it's like the very first boss of the game of Star Fox Adventures, where you basically awake. It's like this frozen dinosaur or whatever. You use Prince Tricky learns how to shoot fire, which I have Prince Tricky too. Oh yeah, and I forgot that Star Fox Assault. There's a whole level that is basically the overworld of Star Fox Adventure, which I thought was pretty cool. Like you go back to that area, and you can walk around it, and Prince Tricky is in it too. You see Prince Tricky shows up again.
Prince Tricky has a 2-game.
And he makes fun of you and Crystal being all lovey dovey or whatever. And
he just isn't old enough to understand yet.
but I did find that part really interesting. They're like, oh yeah, remember the big world in Star Fox Adventure? Well, like it's like open world now. You can like jump in an R-wing and fly around it and then land and go and do other shit, like so. At the time, I thought that was pretty cool that was on there, and I still think it's pretty cool. So there it is. But yeah, I got to that boss, and you defrost the boss, and you fight the like. So there's like 2 different ways to hit the boss. Like what I did, you have to hit it on the tail. So what I did, I was walking with Prince Tricky, and you tell Prince Tricky to stop moving, so the boss will attack Tricky, and then you go around and you attack the tail, and then the boss eats you, and then you fight the uvula inside of the the hangy ball thing.
Yep.
And the uvula has this like special sacred stone inside of it that you have to knock out that will help you get to the.
Also known as a tonsil stone.
This game is very much. I mean, it's a rare game, so it very much is like find thing to the next thing and find another thing before you get to the next thing and find this thing before.
And historically, it was meant to be something else, and
yeah.
Star Fox has added to it.
I mean, it makes me wonder, like in a different world, like, I mean, I think it. Do you think it would have been better if it was just called Dinosaur Planet? I think it would have. I think adding Star Fox to it give people more reason to get into it, or maybe back.
I wonder what.
Maybe back in that time, having a original
Star
IP
Fox
was
elements,
okay to sell stuff, but I mean now it's
the
like
Star
you have
Fox
to have a name on it.
Flying elements and from what I remember in Star Fox Adventures seem very tacked on.
They're cool though. They look great. The flying stuff is great, but yeah, it's really. But, it doesn't make any sense, but it looks pretty.
And have you ever beaten the game?
Oh yeah, no, I did.
Okay, so you know how it ends. So it's like there we go. It's like I wonder what would have been.
I know you fight Andros at the end. I remember that.
You just basically have a Star Fox ending. Like you play the final level in Star Fox.
Also, it has something very similar to Star Fox Assault, from what I remember, is it has a very long boss sequence with no checkpoints, which is very mean.
Yeah.
I remember there's a really long part where you have to get
through
I yelled
and punched
the dinosaur dude, and I remember watching videos on YouTube of people breaking their Star Fox Adventure discs in half, like after
I actually
kind of want to
play this game. Not gonna lie.
Do it. We'll
I don't think I own it.
Oh, you got rid of it? Oh, so you had
so
it.
Long ago.
Oh.
I bought it and gave it to my brother for one of his birthdays years and years ago, but I don't think I've owned it since then.
It's something. I mean, it's a piece of history because this is the last Rare game that Rare did with Nintendo. So
fair.
And it looks.
Think about that.
It looks really nice. Aside from all the annoyingness of it, I think it looks pretty. I think it's a good looking game. Like it plays pretty well. Like it's just the stuff you do is kind of dumb. It's like, all right, you're sent here to help Prince Tricky's mom or whatever. Queen Tricky. She's the one who calls Star Fox to come help her. And you go and find her. She's like almost dead. She's like, you got to find my son. You go and find your son. You take her to her and you're like, oh no, now you got to find these 5 special mushrooms, but not the mushrooms that you give to Tricky. These are different special mushrooms for the mom that you got to find elsewhere. It's like, it's always constantly sending you to go get these other things and these other things and these other things. But like I said,
you have to have these things, get these things, but you need this many of these things to go to get those things.
And Fox is like a prick. Like I mean, Falco isn't in this game for some reason. He's missing from the roster. But I think
he's in Star Fox's brain.
Yeah, right. I feel like they've combined both of them because Fox is just such a dick. He's like, all right. I helped your mom. I'm getting out of here. Like he's constantly trying to leave the planet. Like he's like, all right, Peppy, we're done here, right? Like fuck these guys. Like these fucking dinosaurs, don't like them. Let's get out of here. He seems like he's got like 1 foot out the door like all the time. He's trying to get the fuck out of here. I was like, man, I don't remember Fox being such a shitbag, but he sucks in this game.
He's a dinocyst.
So it's like I got a kick out of that. How much of an asshole he is. And there was this one part where you have to carry this barrel up this giant like rotating ramp, and they throw like 30 other barrels at you while you're carrying the barrel. And I don't know how.
Sounds like Donkey Kong.
I don't know how I got through it. Like I really don't. Like I looked at it and I was like, there's no fucking way. But I guess if you look, like they kind of move from side to side, and if you watch the way they move, you can find a way around it. But
is that just like a play on barrel roll?
No, I don't know. It basically feels like this was left over from Donkey Kong 64, so let's throw it in here. That's kind of what I
Well,
gathered
and also
from it.
remember, Dinosaur Planet was going to be a Nintendo 64 game, so
That's
it was
true, yeah.
like, it probably shared some assets with Donkey Kong Country, or at least the engine. So, or Donkey Kong 64. So yeah, I wonder.
Yeah, maybe
because-
so. Yeah, you do. It does kind of feel like Donkey Kong 64 at times, and maybe a little bit of Banjo in there too. And I like the I forgot how. Well, I didn't forget like how annoying all the different characters are. Like the shopkeeper, where he's like,
Damn, I want to play this game.
You play this much. Okay, I'll sell it to you. Like it's like the
Do you like games?
Yeah. If you like to play games, go over here. Everybody's. Oh yeah, and there's the stone guy. Nobody brings me presents anymore. Like they all got these. Yeah, they all got these voices. It's ridiculous. No, play it. You should play it. Do it. Let's do it. Let's play it together next week. We'll talk in tandem of the Star Fox Adventures. It's fine. I just really wanted to play it again, and I made it. Like I said, I made it through the first boss. And there's like the speed racing parts too. Like those parts get kind of annoying, but there's that too. The music's awesome, and it's a high production game because it's a rare game, and it's the last rare game that they did for Nintendo. So it's important in that way. And like I said, I was very surprised that it has progressive scan, being like one of the first GameCube games that came out. It was pretty early. Like this is a 2002 game. The best year in video games.
But I know
according to
even
us.
in 2002, it felt like it was slapped together. Like it had that feel to it when I first played it.
Yeah. Well, Wind Waker came out in 2002 also in Japan. So you can play that game. And then if you get too frustrated with it, go play Wind Waker on GameCube or on the Switch 2 on GameCube, which I played a little bit of that too. Just because, not after Star Fox Adventures, but I was playing it while I was editing just because it's a pretty ass game. But the game that I really, really like is Star Fox Command. And that's what I've been playing on my vacation here, my paid vacation that I'm on. I've been playing a lot of Star Fox Command, and that game it's still awesome. I beat it twice. I'm almost at the end of my third playthrough because the idea of Star Fox Command, as I said earlier, is my nickname. Choose your own Star Fox Adventures. It's basically choose your own adventure with Star Fox in it, but it's also like a strategy game, and it's also Star Fox 2. Before I knew what Star Fox 2 was, that's this, Dylan, Dylan Cuthbert, who did the original Star Fox. He actually was the main person who did Star Fox Command. So I felt like it has like so much more passion to it than most of the Star Fox games. And like I said, I played Command, and I thought it was brilliant. Like I loved it. But I didn't know. And then Star Fox 2 came out later, and I was like, oh, wait, this is Star Fox Command. This is what they wanted to do originally. And then, this is what we got. So, but yeah, for anybody who isn't familiar, you basically, there's an overhead map, and you'll basically draw on the touchscreen where you want to, you'll draw on the touchscreen where you have to go, where you want to go. And you'll go, and once you get there, you control your ship with the stylus on the bottom screen. But yeah, Star Fox Command, I'm loving the crap out of it. I think it's definitely one of the best Star Fox games that are out there. Like I said, because Dylan Cuthbert came back and did it, and actually full on did it. So it's more, you can tell that there's a lot more love in it, and they bring all of the characters into it, and I love the idea that you can play as all these different characters, and everyone controls differently. Like, like you play as Slippy, and Slippy has like the photon cannons instead of the regular lasers. But he can't. But he can't do the homing attack. But some of the other people can, and some people can home like 3 or 4 things at once. Or like when you play as Leon you can play as all the Star Wolf also, which is really cool. And Leon, the great Leon, as I've talked about a couple of weeks ago. He's a fucking beast. Like he's like probably my favorite character in this game because he can't shoot anything. He can only target enemies, but it's like you just hold the button and it's like really quick. You can target like 4 or 5 things at once, and it's like and you can hit a bunch of people at once. I beat the Star Wolf ending with Leon because that's the only way I could get through the final boss, which was really hard. and I thought I had like saved myself into a corner because I only had like 2 lives left, and I kept running out of time also because you only get a certain amount of time to do the different things that you do in the game. And I was like, do I have to start all the way from the beginning again? But no, I just started thinking it right, and I strategized it, and I was like, all right, well, let's see what's in the map. So you can scrape some of the stuff in the map and kind of get rid of like the fog of war type of thing to see like where things are. And I found like extra time. I found the time edition stuff there, and I went through it, and I didn't lose any lives at all on any of the missions because I sent all the people to the right spot. Like Panther and Leon were the two like really good guys, because Leon has like the homing attack, but Panther can't home, but he only just fires like one really strong beam, like one after another, and you can like knock missiles out in like 2 seconds with that thing. So you just got to know like where to send whoever, and I love like the strategy aspect of that, where it's like
like he's like anti-missile technology while the other ones are doing offense.
Well, he works. Well, so the I don't know how much you played of this game or if you ever did.
0.
Either of you. So the missile stuff is in Starfox 2 also. So there's kind of a tower defense ish to it where you have your Great Fox down at the bottom of the screen.
Oh right.
And
okay.
you have like there'll be like bases that shoot missiles towards Great Fox, and if you don't stop the missile before it gets to Great Fox explodes and the game's over. So you have to protect that at all times. And when you get to the missile, there's like a mini game that you do where you have to fly through. Basically have to fly through these like, it's basically like flying through rings, but they're squares. And you fly through the squares, which will make you go faster to stay up with the missile. And you have to destroy the missile while you're going through all of the squares. And if you miss a square, you automatically game over. Well, you don't game over, but you'll lose a life, and the missile will go through you and continue towards the Great Fox. So if you're doing it right next to Great Fox, you die. It goes through that and it blows up the Great Fox. You got to start the whole level over again. So that's kind of how it works. So you need to have somebody who has strong attack abilities to fight the missiles, because if you got somebody who has a fucking pea shooter, you have to fly, and then the farther you get through it, the farther away these gates get, where you have to go from one to another, and it's harder to get to it. So you want to destroy the missile as quick as you can. So if you play with somebody like Slippy or Panther or like Leon, they all have really high offense, and they can take down the missile quickly, so you don't have to go through as many gates. That's the way it works. So you want to think about it in that way. And there's some bosses that you fight that may be easier to get if you can lock on, like some characters can't lock on. What I just realized today is crystals in the game. The game actually starts off with the game starts off with a Fox being on his own. He's completely disbanded the Starfox team. They're all gone. And he's just fighting by himself. But he finds out that Corneer is getting attacked again, and somebody needs to go and help him out. But he doesn't have anybody with him, so he goes there by himself. And you play the first level as just one pilot with no other ships. And I'm like, man, this is really hard. Is it normally this hard? And then I was looking on GameFAQs just to see like what the cheats and stuff were. And it turns out that once you beat the game, like once you beat the game 5 times, the first level will become harder. So I was playing like the master mode of the first level. So that's why it was more difficult, because I've beat it 9. There's 9 different endings in the game. I've seen all 9 of the endings. I unlocked all the different stuff. Because like I said, I played the shit out of this game because I really like the idea of like, being able to choose different ways and use different characters and all that stuff. So that's why it was much harder. But you beat the thing as Fox, and then you get 3 different options. The first time you play through, you have to play through it a certain way, and then once you beat it once, you get the key of destiny, as they call it, or whatever, and that allows you to pick different pathways. So the first time I played it, I was like, well, let's do the wrong thing. Let's do whatever I think is what you shouldn't do. So like I played the first level, I'm like, where's Falco? And then all of a sudden you switch to just Falco, not Fox. And I'm flying around with Falco, and then Cat Monroe shows up, the one with the song that I've said a whole bunch of times. And she shows up and she helps you out, and Falco's like, I would have been great if you didn't show up. And she's like, all right, Falco, you're a jerk. I'm never coming to help you again. But then she does come back again later. She does show up again. But I thought of him being Falco. But if you keep saying like, because the game will be like, hey, do you want to go find Fox yet? You want to go rendezvous with Fox? And you can be like, no, 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 no. And if you keep doing that, basically Fox goes and saves the day without you. And so they've already like fought Andros and all that. And then like Falco gets super depressed because he was and unfulfilled by his life because he did not participate in the final battle. So like there's this really cool shit in there like that. It's like the lower decks of Starfox before the lower decks or whatever. You know, it's like if you and then you end up starting your own team with Cad and Dash, this monkey guy or whatever, you know, because you need something to fulfill your life because you can't, you know, like I just love all the different ways it goes with the stories. And this one famously has like the F-Zero crossover. They call it G0, but it's the same fucking thing. Where you know, Starfox and Falco, they feel depressed, so they become race car drivers for G0, but it looks exactly like F-Zero, and that's the way it ends. And like I did, what was the other one I did today? I got the Star Wolf ending, where you basically, so like you can choose to go try to find try to find Wolf to team up with you, to team up with Fox, and I found Wolf, and we found this like piece of equipment that will help us fight the Anglar. That's the new bad guy. He's like an octopus character or whatever. He's a fish guy. And Venom, the final level from the original Star Fox, is covered in water now, and it's acidic water, and you need something to make your ships not fall apart. And you find that with Wolf, and you can decide, you know, and then once you get it, Wolf leaves you to go back to his team with the item, and you can decide to either continue on with Wolf or you can go chase him with Fox. And if you continue on with Wolf, it switches to just Wolf and all of his characters, and then you got to beat the game there. And you save the day. Star Wolf, they become citizens again. They're not hunted by the law or whatnot. They can live on their own. But Crystal is so upset that she still did not get back with Fox. And everybody gives her shit for it, too. They call her a traitor, that she ends up leaving the team, and she changed her name to Cursed with a K, and she ends up just doing incredibly like dangerous bounty hunter missions or whatever, and she goes out on her own. So there's all this fun shit that happens the different ways that you go. But no, yeah, it's Cursed. She becomes Cursed with a K. Shouldn't they have called it like Crushed or something? Like kind of made it a little bit closer to like Crystal or whatever. I don't know.
I like that better.
But no, I know. I love Star Fox Command. I wish they could find a way to get it on Nintendo Switch Online, because it's a badass game. I bought it for Wii U when it was on Virtual Console there, and it was really fun to play it on the gamepad. Because I mean, the cool thing is you control all of it with the touchscreen, and all the buttons do the same thing. So you can hold it however you want and still play it. So I would hold the Wii U button, I would hold the Wii U controller like vertical like this, and then I would just press the buttons, and then I'd control the whole thing on the screen, because then I could see the two screens on top of each other, and it'd be cool if there was a way that you could do it on the Switch like that in handheld or something like that.
I'm sure you could.
But I ended up beating the game. I beat the game on the Star Wolf area with Leon, and he was like, he was a stubborn foe, but I'm crazy, so I won. I just thought that was a funny way to do it. But yeah, no, Star Fox. Hey, who would have thought that those games are still awesome, even now, even way in the future? I'm having a great time with them. I'm definitely gonna play through Command a few more times. I want to get to the end of Star Fox Adventures, even though I remember the end of it being a major pain, but I think it's not that much different than the end of Star Fox Assault. So, and I still got to get back to Guard. I still haven't played Star Fox Guard at all. So, and I fucked around with Star Fox 2 a little bit, just because I was getting frustrated on Command, and I was like, well, let's try Star Fox 2. Star Fox 2 is no Command, that's for sure. It's I don't know. The controls were just not vibing with me. I was having a hard time getting it to work, and yeah, I don't know. I wasn't doing very well on that game.
You did finish it though, didn't you?
I did, yeah. I finished it when it came out on the Super NES Classic, and you can actually find it. It's on YouTube. I recorded it. It's on our YouTube site. I looked it up, and it is there still. So you can watch me beat the game. It was the first time I played it, and I played it all the way through, because Star Fox 2 is like Command but condensed. It's just one map, and once you get to the end, you're done. So I beat it in like 40 minutes. So it can be beaten really quickly. But yeah, that's that for me. Get out there and play Star Fox, because play Star Fox Command. Play any Star Fox game. I want the Star Fox Command to somehow be included in my Starfox Frontiers game that I keep talking about on this show that I want to happen if Nate the hate monger is really doing these things. Starfox Frontiers, make it happen and make it have all the parts of Starfox, including Command. And let me play as Leon again, damn it, because he's a beast.
I did want to say, just because I was testing it while you were talking about, like, if only you could play your Switch like sideways, like whatever that grip was,
The Tate mode.
Yeah, and I was like, well, maybe that the new kickstand works, and check it out.
Oh yeah, you can right. If you pop the Joy-Cons off, you could make it vertical. So that's what I'm saying. That
is already built into the Switch.
That's how you solve the DS emulation.
Yep.
You put it up so you can have both the screens next to each other. Done. I mean, you'll just have to play it in handheld, but guess what else you got to play in handheld all the time? Fucking Virtual Boy. So it's already there. So you know what? It's already there, so you can do it.
I beg to differ.
I mean, you can't play Virtual Boy in it's not possible. I wish you could. I'd play it more if I could play it on the fucking TV and not have to put the thing on my head. But playing
lean your face into the stand.
Yeah, I mean, playing the 3DS actually, it makes me want to hack it so I could play the 3DS stuff on it. Well, to play the Virtual Boy stuff on 3DS because apparently somebody made a really cool way to play play Virtual Boy games on your 3DS, as it should have been, in 3D.
As should have officially been released.
It should have been, yeah. I mean, I would play a lot more of Wario Land if I didn't have to put the.
Then they could have sold them for like
$5
$5 each and made some money.
I would have bought all of them. Yeah, I would have totally done it.
Speaking of things we're going to buy.
But yeah, anyway, let's talk about the news.
News. Don't snooze or you miss the news.
But as we normally do, let's talk about the games that are getting released this week. As I said, there's a lot of them, as per usual. Right off the bat, I mentioned it earlier, but Pragmata is coming out this Friday for $60. There's a demo of it out there. Play it. I think it looks really cool. It reminds me a lot of Dead Space, which is one of my favorite sci-fi horror games. And apparently a lot of people really like it. Capcom's doing a lot of cool shit. Pragmata's been in development for 6 years. Also, I guess they announced it the first time in 2020. So,
wow,
finally coming out this week. I'm very excited to play it. The game I'm not excited to play, but it's out there for free, is Overwatch. Got a Switch 2 version. I don't know.
Okay, I don't know. I thought this was already out.
Yeah, it was. Well, Overwatch came out, and you had to buy it, and then there was Overwatch 2, which got turned into Overwatch 1, and then it became free to play. But now there's supposed to be a Switch 2 version of Overwatch 1 and 2 or whatever, which is just called regular Overwatch. It's starting a new season, and the idea was that you could play it in 4K and 60 FPS, but apparently that is not the case. Apparently it runs like shit on the Switch 2 version. Is bad. I don't know. It's like a 40 gig download, so I wasn't going to download it just to see how it played because
fair enough.
I played Overwatch a little bit when it was on the game trial, and I didn't care. But apparently people are kind of mad at it, and it's not very good. But
I mean, for them to make a big deal out of it being the Switch 2 version, to run like shit, that's bad.
Well, I guess it doesn't run any better, or maybe even worse than the Switch 1 version did. So, yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a patch out soon, but I just thought it was funny that pretty much like immediately after it was announced that it was coming out, it was like, and it doesn't work. I was like, all right.
Overpatch.
Yeah.
What is Anthology of the Killer?
It's a game that's coming out this week. I don't know. It's a point and click thing, I think. It's a cheap one, but I mean, it's just one of those things that I saw on the internet that was like, here, this is coming out this week. It's one that you have to be old enough to play because it makes me put my fucking age in, which is really annoying. Join protagonist BB as she collects material for her zines in a mysterious world of drinky birds, secret rooms, dream resorts, water parks, Bort dolls, immersive theater, beachfront novelty shirts, policemen, serial killers, art free ports, and unorthodox medical treatment. Nobody's getting
coincidentally that zine is about Xevious.
Nobody's getting out of here alive. Yeah, that's I don't know. It sounds like a weird point and click.
You gonna get Mouse PI for hire?
I'm thinking about it actually. My idea was, it has not been available for pre-order yet. You can't preload it, so I'm guessing is what I've learned from from past releases on Switch is that it's going to have a discount when it comes out, because most of the time when you can't pre-order it, it ends up with a discount, with a day one discount. So let's see. It's still not out yet. I looked, but maybe I will. I'm very excited about it. I actually watched. I did watch the Noisy Pixel review of it earlier today, and I saw them comparing it a lot to 2016 Doom, which I'm a huge fan of. They really liked the first person aspect of it, and they also really liked the detective stuff in it. They gave it a 9 out of 10. So I like. I don't know. I trust them. So I'm like, and it got a 9. I think it got a 9 on Nintendo Life too, or I don't know. There's a few other places. It got a 6 on IGN, but who knows what they think. But it's all over the place. But I do really like the way it looks, and I'm kind of on the fence. Like, I'm definitely planning on getting Pragmata, but I don't know. Maybe it ends up being on discount when it launches in like 2 hours or something. Maybe I'll check it out. But also I'm working, so maybe I won't be able to. But I'm very interested in Mouse PI for Hire game because I like first person shooters, and I never ever wanted to play that other game that everybody liked. Cuphead, yeah. I didn't want to play that game because it looked like a pain, and this game looks like a game that I might actually find enjoyment from. But there's a new golf game coming out.
I'm 100% only interested in it for the visuals.
Of a mouse PI?
Yes.
Yeah. It looks pretty. It looks very pretty.
So I might just watch someone else play it.
You can do that. There's a lot of people out there doing that. Maybe if I get it, you could game share with me and show me Pokopia or something. But you don't have to talk to me. So I'm saying I want that no chat, game chat. Also, we got to game share it because you can. I want you to show it to me for free. That's how you could play a demo of Pokopia.
You have to talk to me how that works.
I was going to say that's how you could play a free demo of Pokopia. You could get online with Jereme and you could game share it to both of us.
I don't know how it works
for free. It should be in the menu somewhere in the game. I don't know. But there's a new golf game coming out called Underpar Golf Architect, which I'm kind of interested in, but there's a lot of stuff coming out this week that I won't get it now.
Kind of a sim game too,
I think. Maybe in the future. Yeah, from what I understand, it's kind of like a golf course tycoon type game is kind of what I'm getting from it, where you make your own golf course and try to get people to come there or whatnot, like a Sims type of thing. I'm into that. I like golf games, so maybe I'll check it out in the future. And also, as we said, I almost forgot to put it on the list because I forgot it was coming out this week. Tomodachi Life is coming out now. It's actually out right now. It's been out for an hour. And yeah, John will play that at some point, hopefully. Who's on your island? I should have asked, who did you put on there for your Miis?
It's me, Chibi Robo, and Hitman.
Did you make it? How did you like find a Chibi Robo online? How do you make a Chibi Robo and a Mii? Did you do it yourself? Like, what is he?
I did it myself. Yeah, I just shrunk him down as tiny as I could. I gave him beady little eyes. I made him silver. And
so you actually made your custom Miis.
I did, yes.
I mean, you did too, right? You made
no.
You and Shauna. Or no, they were already made for Switch Sports, right?
Wii Sports or Switch Sports, yes.
Yeah. Because same with the ones that I used for the demo, they were already made, but I tweaked them because you can do more stuff in Tomodachi Life. There's like more hairdos and eye options and nose options or whatever that weren't available before in other Mii creators. So
couldn't you save a Mii to a Wiimote? Wasn't that a thing?
You could, yeah. You totally could.
Yeah, so folks are saving from like the 3DS to the Amiibo and then the Amiibo to the Switch to import their
I think that's how I did it because when Switch Sports came around, I did actually pull Mii's from the 3DS. So I found a way to do it. I must have done it through Amiibo or something because I did actually pull pre-made ones that I had on previous systems and made them come to the Switch and whatnot. So
I'm going to try to fire up my Wii U tomorrow and try to import all those that I have.
Hopefully it doesn't blow up or not start. No. I guess sometimes they don't start. My Wii U is doing fine because I still play it. I like that machine. And I played Starfox Zero. But yes, and Hello Yoshi is free. If you're 2 years old, there you go. Have your parent download it for you so you can smash your screen. But don't use, I don't know. Do it with caution. Don't do it on Switch 2. They're too expensive. That's there also. Is what else?
At snack time.
What else do we got? We did talk last week. We did talk about there was like a couple directs that happened. I did watch some of them. There was one of them that was like fucking 3 hours long. It was incredibly long. but I didn't watch all of it because I was it was way too long. But they did do some level 5 stuff, and I think the main thing out of that was Deca Police was switched to just Switch 2 now. There is no Switch 1, and it still doesn't have a release date, which that was a game that I thought looked cool. And I think Professor Layton still doesn't have a release date either. They just showed more stuff. Oh, yeah, and there's a new Yokai Watch game coming out, too, which I'd like to see more of that, because I feel like those games never really got their due in America, but I was interested in the idea of it.
And that's the real Bill Trinan Donuts.
Yeah. Bill. But, I mean, you've been to Japan, you've seen Yokai, or maybe you have, maybe you haven't. Maybe you just felt differently.
I saw there was like a whole street that had different buildings that were named after different yokai.
Yeah, we bought a yokai book at Mitsuwa, and it's funny because it just has all these little stories about yokai, and it's like maybe it happened, maybe it didn't. Who knows? It's like everything ends like that. It always says, "Was it real? Was it not? Who knows?" But yeah,
that's basically how our we didn't really talk to it. Well, we had like a tour guide, and they talked to us about yokai a little bit, but they were mostly just talking to us about food.
I mean, a lot of it seems like it was like just a weird situation that happened, and it was like, was it a ghost? I don't know, but we made up this whole story around it just in case it was,
We're in like old Tokyo where like the rickshaws are and stuff. So
sure,
there's lots of yokai stuff there.
Rickshaws and full of cards. Isn't that a rap song?
You got a release date for Rhythm Heaven Groove.
Yeah, and a price. I'm getting that game.
I like the price.
I'm getting that game 100%. That's the same price it was for the 3DS. Well, the Rhythm Heaven Megamix, I believe, was that price also.
And it's coming out July 2nd.
July 2nd at $40. I saw videos online of people who'd be like, watch how quickly I buy this game. And I was like, you're not buying it. They're not gonna charge you until like months from now. It's like, cool, yeah, you made a video that probably got 1 million views for it, but it's not. You're not doing anything.
You didn't really buy it.
You didn't buy anything. It didn't charge you, But no, I love that it's $40. That's an awesome price. I'm down. I'm down for that. 100%.
And I think it's like a good chance for it to really like get its attention that it deserves.
Yeah, I like those games a lot, and I'm very happy. I wish they should re-release Mega Mix, because Mega Mix had everything. It was like the ultimate gold. It was like WarioWare Gold. It had like everything on it previous to that and more. Like,
was that on Wii or Wii U?
It was a 3DS game.
Oh, 3DS, okay.
So Rhythm Heaven Mega Mix was on 3DS, and it had every single Rhythm Heaven thing that had happened brought into one thing plus an entire new game. Like, it was like insanely huge. And it was like a little tower thing that kept going up and up and up and up. And it was really, really cool. Had a great time with it.
The He-Man beat 'em up got delayed until summer.
Hey, you want to know why? Because I fucking toasted them on Twitter about fucking Maximum Carnage, and now they know that they got to be careful before they put their games out.
Put them on watch.
They need to make sure that their web button works, and they also, got to make sure that there's no delay.
Everybody remembers He-Man's web powers.
I mean, I think one of the villains probably had it. But and all those other people that roasted him about the Disney Afternoon collection, you guys get your shit together. Make sure your shit works this time. That's all I'm saying.
Disney Afternoon works fine.
Yeah, it was funny that somebody was like, "Oh yeah, and by the way, that game sucks too." I mean, well, I don't know. When have you played it last?
Got some movie news. The Zelda film has wrapped. It's done.
It is done. Yeah, they finished. They finished filming it. Maybe some. I mean, I'm sure someday on the Nintendo Today app we'll find out what the actual story is, or what part of Zelda they're covering with this, because we still don't really know. So,
yeah, we know.
Or if they just got a lot of footage and they're going to piece it together in some sort of way that doesn't make sense.
It's going to be like the multiverse of madness or whatever. They're going to go through all the different timelines. It's going to be awful. It's going to be like, and there's this and this and this. I don't know. Yeah, it's.
I have a lot of hope that it's going to be better than the Mario movies. I think it will be.
Well, I mean, it's a live action thing. You got to do a lot more than just quip everything,
Right.
Like that one. You need to put a lot more effort into a live action movie than an animated. I understand it takes a lot to animate things, but you can't just
practical effects.
Just say
if they're there, it'll be good.
Just say zingers all the time or whatever.
The Exit 8 movie came out. I'm interested in this movie. The trailer's pretty good.
You know what's a lot cheaper and better? The game. The game is like $3 Like, skip the movie, buy the fucking game. Like, seriously, it's cheap as fuck. I
don't really like the game from what I played.
Yeah, I don't really like it either. Well, I didn't play it enough to. I mean, because you kind of just do the same thing over and over again, and things change, I guess. But I have
it's on the PlayStation Plus. That's why I played it.
But I have no desire to see a movie version of that. And if you do, let me tell you, you can play it for much cheaper. Don't pay $30 on a fucking movie ticket. Stay at home and buy it on Switch 2 for $4.
Explore liminal spaces near you.
How about this Bloodborne game? What do you think about that?
You mean
Bloodborne cartoon?
You mean cartoon?
Is it a cartoon?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all about it. It's fine. It is one of those things where, well, it's going to be like a cartoon series, I think, or from what I'm gathering. So
it says R-rated animated movie adaptation.
Oh, it's a movie. Okay.
Yeah, but this isn't the Deus Ex Machina guy, right?
I don't know. All I know is it's
or whatever
going to frustrate people that are still waiting around for it to get freed from PlayStation.
Well, because there was what the fuck is the name?
There's an Elden Ring movie that's being made by the Deus Ex guy. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, the director who did Civil War, not the Marvel one, the one that does. He's actually Alex Garland. I was trying to find his name. Yeah, Alex Garland is making it. It's an Elden Ring movie, right? It's not a Bloodborne movie,
right?
That's
Bloodborne would be this is something else, and it's like I don't know. It could be really cool. It's just like I've watched some lore videos about Bloodborne because I don't understand what the fuck's going on in that game. I just like playing it, but it's another really twisted, crazy story that I'm sure they can have a lot of fun with in an animated sense. And if nothing else, if enough people watch it, maybe Sony will be like, "Hey, let's put Bloodborne elsewhere."
I mean, they could have had a Bloodborne game if they wouldn't have got rid of Blue Point, their Blue Point company that they had. They could have easily done. Apparently, they were working on a Bloodborne game, but From Software,
they're the ones that did
the
Demon Souls remake, right?
Yeah, they did Demon Souls, but then they also did the stuff that's on the Metal Gear Solid collection. They did that too, but they did some other.
Were they in the Last of Us remake shit? Or was that somebody else?
No, they did the Shadow of Colossus remake. They did those.
That's right.
Apparently they were good. I don't know. I played the Metal Gear Solid stuff, but yeah. I played
a little bit of it.
I was gonna check my phone to see what the news is, but I put it by the window so I don't have it.
Recently we had the 50th anniversary of the New York City pinball ban being taken down.
Just New York?
Well, this was
because it was in other places too. I know.
I'm sure it was like
but it was sort of like ground. Well, I'm not going to say ground zero. It's a bad term to use for New York, but
oh yeah,
this was the.
Coincidentally, it was held in the same spot.
Because I know there was a big thing in Chicago too about it being gambling or considered gambling, and that's why it wasn't allowed in various places.
It was the first domino to fall, I guess, is with the New York City pinball ban. Going down on April 2nd, 1976.
Because they were treating it like gambling.
Right. It was associated with the mob, and that they banned it and threw out all the pinball machines. But yeah, if you want the story on that, I really recommend that movie called Pinball: The Man Who Changed the Game. Came out a couple of years ago. I liked that movie. I thought it was pretty solid. It was a independent effort, and maybe some of the scenes in the movie are visible or whatever, but I thought it was a really good movie all told, and that really illustrated that story pretty well.
There was a pinball movie that I watched on Netflix like years ago called like Pinball the Movie or something like that, but that one was really good. I don't know. I watched it in like 2012 or 2011 or something like that, but it was good. I was saying, speaking of, since you have Netflix, you can watch it.
I have never watched a movie that is about pinball.
Not at all?
Not even Tommy?
Never seen Tommy.
I've never seen Tommy.
I like that movie.
I mean, I like the Wizard version. I prefer that one. The movie called The Wizard. It's like the same thing, right? But but with Jimmy Woods and NES games.
Less rock and roll.
And less like Styx soundtrack.
Do you want to mention
or the Who, whatever.
This last one? Just because
I don't think it's
talking about
Styx.
Starfox.
I don't know what the last thing is. There's no notes on my end.
We had the person who voiced.
Jock Blaney, the voice of Starwolf. Speaking of Starwolf,
Wolf
O'Connell.
It's all coming back to
Yeah.
Starfox.
Yeah. I was a little sad about that. He can't.
You've heard his voice recently.
That's true. Yeah, I did. He can't be a part of the Glenn Powell Starfox movie that's coming to us eventually, which is a shame. But yeah, he died at 64. It's one of the voices of the original. Wait, he was 64 and he was in wait, is that right? Or am I just no, right? Is that how old he was? Or am I just going crazy?
He died at 64, but he was also in Star Fox 64, I think.
Or did I just make that up? Because I keep just seeing the 64, just saying Star Fox 64.
I think it's both.
Oh, in this article, I don't see it. But anyway, yeah, Jack Blaney. Pour one out for
Some
Jack
beast.
Blaney.
Do a barrel roll for Jack Blaney.
All right, that's all I got.
But yeah, I think that's
That's the news. That's the episode.
he was 76, not 64.
Never mind. I was thinking Fallout 76.
He was 64 at one time.
Yes, it's true. But he lived past that. And I was like, I'm losing my mind here. Like I keep seeing 64, but I keep saying Star Fox 64. I think I just imagined that to be a thing. But no, yeah, that has been episode 516 of Nintendo Main Podcast. I don't know if I said that at the beginning, but who cares? I said it here. And if you wanna support the show and listen to bonus episodes, go to patreon.com/Nintendo Main Podcast. And you can listen to our monthly expansion pack for $1, or you can hear the WART radio and the video versions of the podcast early for $5 and up merch and such like that. That's on there that you can get. And you can find us on the internet, on all the social meets at Nintendo Main Podcast. And like I said, join our Facebook Nintendo Main so you can see all of the fun 30-second reels on there. Jereme got 2,000 views last week.
I did.
I think it's because I put captions.
That's 1,000 minutes of play.
Because I put captions on there. I think that's what it did. It's the first one I used captions on. So
I like the captions.
if you watch,
except for it points out how much I say like.
yeah, I did notice that also, but that's a you thing.
I know that's a thing that I have to work on.
It was a good thing though. I think you did that was my favorite 40-second part of the podcast that I decided to put online for people to see. But hopefully it draws more people to the podcast. But yeah, thanks everybody for listening. We've been your hosts. I'm Trey Johnson.
I'm Jerry McCaskey.
John Nitter.
And we'll see you next time.
See you.
Damn it.
Damn it.
I forgot to say on Starfox Assault, you can actually record your own voice into the game to do.
I would just say do damn it.
Well, that's what I know, but that's not how it works. That's what I thought too, but you can't do that. It basically asks you to say different words, and then it cuts it apart and forms its own gibberish language from what you say.
Animalese or whatever.
It's kind of cool.
Because because of the microphone on the DS and all that, they were all about recording yourself, and I thought that was really cool that you can actually use your voice to be the voice of Fox in the game or whoever if you want to.
That's how owning cats for y'all.
I just wanted both of your ears to be here to listen to Starfox Command, 'cause
Especially
that's the
old
best game of all time.
old cats. They do old cat shit.
Yep.